Welcome to the COP TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, good morning and welcome back to the COP TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all doing well. Another massive win for the Reds last night, a 2-1 win over Southampton. But as you guys know, the games are coming thick and fast. We play Wolves on Sunday, the last game of the season, potentially a game where we can win the league. But as you know, we've had no time really to settle down from last night. Straight back into it on Sunday. And to preview this game, it would be remiss of me to ask anyone else on the planet, really, to preview this game. Apart from, I guess, Billy White, but he's dead.
Yeah, he is.
Hey!
Hello, my mate. How you going?
I'm not.
You, brother. Yeah, I'm very well, mate. Looking forward to the week and not the game. It's only because I get to see your face in person. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
That's it, man. Remember, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to the COP TV if you haven't already. Go ahead and follow Matty there as well. Some great content, not just Wolves, but he's on the BBC Sport. He's doing a lot of bits and bobs right now, so make sure you're involved. And we are going out for a few pints on Saturday as well, mate, aren't we? So
we certainly are. Like I said, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, rather than the game. If I could miss the game, I'd quite happily do it.
Right. As you know, we are working with Betmate until the end of the season, as is Matt Cooper on the Talking Wolves. So I wanted to get your advice on the team I've just picked. And guys, remember, you can get involved with Betmate via the link in the description. I've left it down for you there. Please do get involved in this one if you're going to get involved in any, because the pot is an absolute belter. Normally, Matt, these are about 500 quid tops pots, aren't they? But this time, what have we got in the pot, Matt?
1,500 quid, mate. It's a massive one.
Okay.
It's a massive pot.
And the beauty of this actual this weekend is the fact that Betmate have allowed you to not only use Liverpool and Wolves players in this team, but they've also thrown in City and Villa as well. So 1,500 quid up for grabs. Matt, I wanted to get your thoughts on my team here. I'm trying to play the game a little bit by not having all Liverpool players. You're only allowed up to 6, of course. I've gone for 4 here, actually. Run me through this team, mate. What do you think of it? Do you think I've got a chance of winning the big pot?
I think you've got your red-tinted glasses on, mate, by picking Coutinho and captaining him. Do you think he's going to come back and do you a favour on the final day? You know, it's written in the stars if he does, isn't it? I mean, it'd only be more fitted if Gerrard subs himself on and scores.
Well, this is it. I was looking for Gerrard on the midfielders, but I couldn't find it.
I don't mind the team. I always try and pick someone in the midfield who's a bit of a quite combative, like an all-action midfielder, someone like John McGinn or someone like Rodri or De Bruyne, because they might chip in with a goal, but they're also quite high up on tackles and interceptions, which of course is another way you could score points on Betmate. It's not just purely goals and assists, but yeah, not too bad. Fabinho's out injured, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. So I would have had him in as a dead cert. And as you say, it's better to have CDMs in who really get stuck in. You want them destroyers in the team. And then obviously Matip scores last night, 9 points for him in the last game week. Cancelo's always there with an assist. Normally in the defence, I want to put in players who are getting assists and goals, and that's what I've done there. And then up front, again, I've kind of protected myself a little bit, because I do think if City score, it's very likely to be Jesus on the last day of the season. And as we were speaking about on your preview for the Talking Wolves just there, Diaz is the man for me at the moment, who is literally just pulling out tricks from a rabbit hat every game. So, yeah, that's my team. Let me know in the comments if you agree with it. Would you make any changes? And don't forget, go to the link in the description and make your team and see if you can beat us. See if you can take a load of money from myself and Matt Cooper. I'm sure there's a few people who would like to do that, okay? Yeah. Let's make sure you guys get involved with the Betmate pot this week. It's an absolute belter. Glenn pointing out that some massive goals this season from Matip and Konate. That's why Matip's in my team. You saw how great he was last night, and Konate scored some really important goals too. All right, let's get the perspective of Wolves then, Matt. Talk to me about the season in general. I mean, again, you mentioned earlier that you think, Wolves players literally are on the beach. They literally are on the beach. Yeah. So what happened this season, or what hasn't happened?
We got off to a start of not winning a game in 4. However, I think if if any other team would have started that and sort of not got a point on the board, they'd be worried. But the football we were playing was outstanding. We were creating so many chances. And I think it was only a matter of time before that first goal went in that the season would spring into light. It's quite fitting that our first win came at Watford away, which I think was the 5th game of the season, and we completely changed the way we play. It was almost a gritty performance, but we scored. And ever since then, mate, we've very rarely played, very rarely watched us and enjoyed watching us. We've overachieved. We're in a false position. Jose Sarr has kept us where we are for months, and I mean, at one point, mate, we were contending for top 4. If you ask the mainstream media, I don't believe we ever were. But we were definitely in a position where we could have cemented European football. And if you look at how bad we were last season, that would have been fantastic. But as the season's unravelled, and as we turn into the new year, we had a bit of a run, and it's just got worse and worse and worse from there on in. There's going to be a lot of change, I believe, at Molineux in the summer. There's a lot of players who are out of contract. Neves will be leaving the club.
Yeah.
It's up in the air whether the manager's going to stay. He seems to think he is. A lot of fans seem to think that his time's over, and the players are simply on the beach, and a literal sense on the beach. I know that they've been on holiday this week, and that's happened quite a lot through the season where they've played on a Saturday and they've not been back in training until the Wednesday, and they've gone off to the respective countries to spend time with family, which I don't hold anything against at all. But when you're turning out performances like they have in the past 2 months, that's when I take it a little bit personally as a Wolves fan.
I mean, yeah, it's not a surprise to be offended by that stuff. I mean, to not train till Wednesday, that's almost like some of the stuff you hear on Under the Cosh, like that happened back in the 90s, I mean, who doesn't train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as a pro footballer? It's mental. But you mentioned there Neves is probably on his way out. What do you make of his contribution to Wolves? Because when he came in, he easily could have gone. I mean, we were in for him big time, and I was really a fan of his, and I really wanted to get him. But the loyalty that he's shown in maybe the last 4 years, especially in the Prem, it's been really special. So I mean, you're going to be gutted when he goes, right? How old is he?
Yeah, I think he's a year younger than me, so 24, 25.
Only 24.
He looks, I think he's 24 or 25. I know he looks like he had an uphill paper round as a kid, mate. He looks about 35, doesn't he?
25, bloody hell.
Yeah, man. He's still a puppy, really. But he's 25 now. But he was playing for Porto's first team like back in 2014, mate. So he's over 200 appearances for Wolves as well. What a player! What an excellent footballer! And even from the day he first came in, you could just see what a player he was. For his 5th season at Wolves now, he's shown undivided loyalty to the club. Like you said, there's many chances where he could have jumped ship, and I think he's realised now that the board can't match his ambition. He absolutely loves living in Wolverhampton. I think he's had 3 or 4 children now whilst he's been here. His missus has been quite. I think they just need to buy a TV, mate. Yeah, because I think that all they're doing is creating children. But he absolutely loves it. He's even got and it's honestly adorable. When he talks, he's got a bit of a black country accent mixed with Portuguese. It's class, and he will firmly go down as a Wolves legend. He's given everything to that club, and if only the club could match his ambitions and bring in the players to take us to that next level, which unfortunately they haven't. And you know what? Wish him all the best on wherever he goes next. It looks like it may be Barcelona. But yeah, a Wolves legend, a true legend of the club.
Yeah, you mentioned Barcelona there. I mean, at 24, 25, I always said if you're going to be considered, and there's levels and levels, right? But if you're going to be considered as one of the best players in world football, I'd say you've got to be playing for one of the top clubs in the world by the age of 24, I would say. You look at Bale, went on to do that at Real Madrid. Messi, Ronaldo, all these guys are playing almost at their peak at the age of 24. So to understand that he's actually been playing for maybe 7-8 years in teams, playing in and out every week is quite something. Do you think he could stay in the Prem though? I mean, who's to say that someone like I don't know. Someone like Tottenham could come in for him and whack down 50 mil and take him off you.
I think it's his preference to stay in the Premier League. But unfortunately, with the way that Wolves is run as a club, we've always got George Mendes calling the shots, who is his agent. And there's always winners and losers on the end of a George Mendes deal. I can't help but feel that Wolves are going to be on the losing end of this. He's got 2 years left on his current deal. Bruno Lage values him at 100 million, which of course is overinflated. I wouldn't want to see him go for anything less than 55, 60 million.
I think 50, about right, to be honest.
I feel like he could go and play for any team in the world. The only thing that he really lacks is a little bit of dynamism. He's quite slow, but he's got 2 or 3 yards on most players anyway because of what's up here. Honestly, he's a wonderful, wonderful footballer. He's a magician in the middle. I think there was talk of Man United even wanting him, but he wants to go to Man United. He probably wants to probably stay at Wolves.
Genuinely, I'd rather stay at Wolves than go United.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Wolves do get that European place as well, man, because as we've seen, Wolves have really enjoyed their day outs in Europe. And you know what's funny, right? My mum, she still knows her, but she was really close a few years ago to Vicky Wright, who's Billy Wright's daughter.
Yeah.
I might have told you this story as well. But I remember getting signed when Paul Ince was at Wolves. I remember he signed something for me. So I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Wolves, actually. Let's talk about the game on Sunday and how you feel that Liverpool's season has gone. Obviously, we played you at Molineux, a very, very late Divock Origi goal. We've heard that so many times, that sentence. But what do you make of Liverpool's season? Because I want to hear it from you. I'm fed up of talking about our season. I want to hear it from someone else.
Unbelievable, mate. You feel like Klopp's hit the ceiling with the current crop of players you've got, and then obviously last season was disappointing. Then to go again, which I think is an even bigger achievement, to kind of revitalise and remotivate that squad and motivate himself to go again, to still be two games away from winning a quadruple is what dreams are made of. And you know, I see a lot. This is the best team ever, and I think that's a label that could only be, you know, could only stick if you were to win that quadruple.
Yeah.
But what a team, mate! What a team, and what a job he's done. I know I say to you that personally I prefer Pep just in terms of style of play. It's just a preference. But take nothing away from this Liverpool side. I always feel that when I know not the past few months because we've been utter shite, but when we come up against Liverpool and City, I always feel like we're going to give City a game. Whereas with Liverpool, I just think like just damage limitation, and I think that's testament to the job that he's done and the team that you've got.
No, I mean, watching from the side as I have been so closely this season, you almost not take it for granted, but you almost don't really listen to the sentences that some of these pundits and people like yourself are saying. 2 games away from the quad. No one's even got this close to a quad before, and that in itself, to even be potentially mentioned as one of the best teams ever, I mean, that's just an incredible achievement. And what Klopp has done, not just this season, but like you said, to go again after last season, to go again after winning the league the season before that, we lose by 1 point. It's just the relentlessness of this team to go again and again and again. It's just unbelievable. And you saw it last night. Didn't play well. But we get the game won with 2 goals away, and we've been incredible away from home this season. It's just at home we've had a couple of draws, which have ultimately potentially cost us the league. But listen, the hope is still there. Big up to Aaron, who's getting pumped up for Sunday. Killian says, "Getting Alex, what a result last night. You need to ask Robbie that question about just winning the Carabao League. You know what? Actually, yeah, I need to go on to Robbie about that because I think he asked me the same question about 6 times the other day when we drew to Tottenham. If it's only a Carabao Cup, will that be a failure?"
I'm surprised he hasn't gone into hiding, mate, after the result the other night.
I texted him yesterday saying, "What is going on with you lot?" And he's like, "Don't, man, just leave me alone. I'm too upset."
It's great, though. It's great. It's great.
As well. Which
that Arsenal team were too worrying about Neves saying they've over celebrated. I remember that Lacazette Instagram story I put up of him running past Neves saying, "How about that for a celebration?" It's a little bit bittersweet, isn't it, really? I know they've got Europa League and we haven't, but it's just class. One of those clubs that are just Oh, just get on my nerves.
Wouldn't it be sweet if Liverpool win the league and Everton relegated? Lol, but Everton are safe, says Aaron. Not totally. Not totally. I can't lie to you. They're not totally all in the clear. All Liverpool can do is make City sweat on the final day. For me, there is more pressure on City. Would you agree with that? Because I think naturally people would expect us to win at home to Wolves. People would expect City to beat Villa at home, but they have to. Obviously, you know, we have to as well, but they have to win it. What do you think the pressure's like here on City?
I think probably the same as Liverpool, mate. They're both expected to win. Maybe a tiny little bit more on City because they've gone into the final day and they're leading. You'd want to be in City's position. You wouldn't want to be chasing. But I think with that in mind, with them leading, there's a little bit more pressure on them. But I think you'll both come through and win quite comprehensively. I haven't got a hope in hell that we're going to get anything but a comprehensive defeat. So, yeah, I'd say a little bit more pressure on City, but I cannot see them not beating the Villa. I've seen the Villa a couple of times this season, and they're absolutely dreadful. So,
well, Glenn here says his prediction is City to draw 2-2.
I like the optimism.
City will draw against Villa. Everyone looking forward to seeing that happen. I mean, is there a chance? Let's just imagine it's 0-0. 88 minutes, and there's a free kick 25 yards out. Villa get, and Coutinho steps up.
Here we go.
Into the top left corner, slides on his knees over to Stevie. I mean, because listen, we can't rule it out. We've seen worse. We've seen more strange things happen on the last day of the season. Is there any chance for Liverpool here?
I don't know. It's funny you say about Coutinho because that is like the love story, isn't it? That Coutinho is going to come back and win Liverpool the title without being a Liverpool player. It's that I've seen quite a lot of Villa fans who have almost the past month lost a bit of patience with Coutinho, and all of a sudden Emi Buendia is a better player, which I don't agree with. Now he signed permanently, but that's just football fans, isn't it? That when players are in that form, they're quite fickle. I can't see it happening, mate. I can't see it happening. Even if Villa set up and shut the shop, City have got players who can get around that low block. I think Grealish is excellent at it. And wouldn't it be fitting if Grealish wins in the title against the Villa? There's another story in itself there. The Premier League are having a field day, mate. You got the top 4 race going down to the last day. You got the relegation deciders going down to the last day. Title decider on the last day. It's almost like it's fixed.
Yeah, it's almost like
almost
all out in a script.
Yeah, exactly.
With all the potential different endings that could happen, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. And the kickoff is at 4:00 Sunday.
Yeah, it's quite a late one, isn't it? It's going to be some sore heads, I think, Monday morning.
I think
last day of the season.
I think so. Talk to me about a kind of lineup prediction. What can we expect to see from Wolves? How they're going to field the team here?
Well, one thing that did annoy me at the Norwich game was we still had an outside chance of getting Europe. It was pretty slim, but Bruno decided to put John Ruddy in goal instead of Jose Sarr. Now, John Ruddy isn't the reason why we drew the game. I'm not saying that, but it was like, and it looks like John Ruddy may be leaving the club at the end of the season. It was like a testimonial. I know I tweeted, what's more important, getting 3 points, putting your strongest team out, or sentiment? And a lot of fans did echo those thoughts. And I wouldn't be surprised, mate, if Ruddy goes in goal again, which I don't agree with. Surely you play your strongest team every single week. It's beyond me. Another reason why, fans are maybe questioning whether Bruno can take us into the next season with decisions like this. But I think we'll see a back 5, or I'd say a back 3 or a 5 when we're out of possession, but it's more than likely going to be a 5 purely because we're playing you. I think it'll be Ruddy in goal. I think it'll be Bolly, Cody, and Toti Gomez as a back 3. Then Johnny and Ryan Aït-Nouri as the wing backs. I think we'll have Ruben Neves, Jean Martino, and then Donker in the middle, and then Raul Jimenez and Pedro Neto up top. I think that's what it'll be. I think it'll be a 3-5-2. If there's any chance of us winning the game or getting a result, we may change to a 3-4-3. You may even see Leander Dendoncker deployed as I think they call it a Mazzala, almost like a third midfielder joining in the attack. But I don't think it really matters, mate. I don't think it really matters who we play.
I think did Neto score at Anfield a couple of seasons ago?
Yeah, got disallowed, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember his celebration.
He ran away like that, didn't they? Going, yeah. They took the piss out of him for that. I felt a little bit bad. He was an 18-year-old kid scoring at the Cop End.
You're only
Like,
18 then?
I think 18 or 19, yeah. He's still only a baby now.
I don't think there was fans in the stadium either, was there?
No, there was.
What was there? Oh no,
yeah, there was.
There was like 2,000 in the Cop or something, wasn't
it? Yeah. He's still only a baby now. He's 20, just gone 22. Bless him. Good player, though. Really good player.
What kind of players do you think Wolves need to bring in the summer? And maybe let us know who's definitely leaving, because they're like most clubs have to. Every season you do need to readjust, rebuild. More clubs, way more than others. But Wolves, what's your kind of transfer window looking at?
Mate, it's completely up in the air. So it doesn't look like Wolves are going to take up the option to sign Francisco Trincao from Barcelona. They want 30 million, which I really like him. A lot of fans get frustrated with him. He's too lightweight, but he's one of those ballers that are similar to like Riyad Mahrez. Like, technique is like unbelievable. Like, can turn and run at people and go past people. So he doesn't look like he's going to stay. Looks like Neves is going to go in the summer for a big money move. Roman Saiss is out of contract. It looks like he's going to go. John Ruddy the same. Marçal. Matinho's out of contract. There's question marks whether Jimenez is still going to be at the club. Adama looks like he's going to go. You know, we're going to need 10 players to replace the players that are going. So it's all up in the air. We need, if we're going to stray away from playing the back five, which I want us to do, and go to a 4, we need 2 new centre halves. We need another midfielder, and we need a striker, and we need a wide player, because it's gone stale now, mate. It's at the end of the cycle and then some. It's gone really stale, and these players at the minute are almost teetering on the edge of tarnishing the fantastic reputation and memories that us Wolves fans have got of them, because most of this team, you know, was the first season that we came into the Premier League, and it's turning a little bit now, and I think time is up for a lot of them. And I've said this about Jimenez, like, he's not been the same player since he come back from his injury, which is so unfortunate, because on his day he was unbelievable. But for me, if you get 15 million, 20 million for him potentially, snap your hand off, go whilst you can, whilst your stock's still high at Wolves, and go and re-invitalise your career elsewhere, because it just hasn't worked for him this season.
Yeah, it's quite sad, really. It is coming to that end of the cycle from the players that you kind of started in the Premier League with in 2018, the Codys, the Jimenezes, the Moutinhos, the Neves. It's kind of, as you say, coming to the end of that cycle now, isn't it? So it's a bit sad in a way, because there's a lot of work to do, isn't there?
There is a lot of work, and the thing that's frustrated Wolves fans is that Fosun, who own Wolves, a Chinese conglomerate, the past few transfer windows, they haven't invested. And despite that, like this season, we're going to finish top 10. The season before was, I think, 14th. Season before that was 2 7th place finishes. But apart from the first time we came up, they've not sustained a good level of investment in the team. And we've got to the point now where we've got so many players out of contract, so they're going to have to be replaced, because it looks like most of them are going to move on. Plus the fact that West Ham will have more money to spend because Europa League funds are not having to pay off the stadium anymore. Villa will have more money to spend. Of course, Newcastle will have more money to spend. We're going to have to spend 100, 120 million plus just to sustain top half. So I think that with window after window of really poor recruitment on the whole, will cost Wolves, unfortunately.
Well, listen, hopefully next season, for Wolves' sake, you can be fighting again and maybe even finish above United. That would be great to see. But from a Liverpool perspective, I think we've got some work to do in the summer as well, in terms of, I wouldn't say shifting deadwood, because that would be totally disrespectful to the players that probably will leave. And I'm talking about the likes of Divock Origi, who again came on last night. Is a legend for Liverpool Football Club. There's no doubt about that for me. He's a legend for Liverpool Football Club, and it will be actually really sad when he goes. And Carragher actually said last night, if you could guarantee Divock Origi coming on with the involvement and the goals that he scored across his career, you would give him a 5-year contract tomorrow. Exactly, but because of his age, which is around 26, 27 now, he's been at Liverpool since 2015, let's not forget. We loaned him back out to Lille for the first season, and then he's come back. He's gone out to Wolfsburg. He's come back, Champions League winner, Prem winner, FA Cup, League Cup, everything. What a legend. But he's going to be going. I'm pretty sure of that. Sadly, I think it's time for the Ox to go as well. Again, excellent player. And I think there was a stat last night. Before Christmas, he started 12 out of 19 league games. I think since then, he's not started any. Even Klopp last night said he hates himself for not playing the Ox last night. So he has to, I think, for his own good, get another club in the summer. Again, pretty much won it all at Liverpool. Was unbelievable before he got that injury in 17-18 as well, man. Like, really was our best midfielder that season. I think he'll go. I think maybe Minamino goes as well. Again, he's 27 now. He's at the kind of crossing point, really, in this career where he either stays and is a bit part player at Liverpool, who really goes to make a name for himself, which I think he has done, in all fairness, in his few years at Liverpool. Again, Joe Gomez, does he stay? He hasn't really been getting much game time. Adrian's gone. Karius is gone. Also a shout for maybe Curtis Jones to go out on loan. I'd definitely keep him.
100% take Curtis Jones at Wolves.
Mate,
good player. Very good player.
Very good player.
Yeah.
Really is. And I feel like if he did start every week for a team like Wolves, you would really see how good he is, especially in, that different team. But let us know in the comments, Reds, who do you want to see leave the club? Who do you want to see us bring in? I think we've obviously done some incredible business in the last couple of windows, which we have to be proud of. You look at Jota coming in, Konate has surprised me, guys. And a lot of people in the comments, I gave Konate a little bit of a tough time when he joined, but I don't think he's lost a game for Liverpool, which is just unbelievable from Ibu. So, yeah, massive fan of him. Let's talk about the game on Sunday. Let's get into a score prediction, Matt. You go first. Go on.
4-0 Liverpool.
4-0. Okay.
4-0 Liverpool. I'd be happy with that, I think.
Didn't we see this fixture a couple of years ago when we had to win against you? Yeah. And I think Dominic Solanke scored for Liverpool.
I can't remember. I remember, though, because he went down to the final day and heard a Wolves fan started a rumour that City were losing, and he went round the ground. It was quite funny, to be fair. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again on Sunday, but I think you lot might be a bit wiser to it now. But yeah, we've played Liverpool on the final day, I think, twice since we've come up, so twice in 4 seasons, which it's a bit shit if you still got something to play for, because we never ever get a result against you. I think we've only ever got a result against you in the cup competitions recently, the FA Cup at Molineux when Neves scored from outside the box, and also at Anfield where Stearman and Vyman scored about 8 years ago.
2017.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Cape Verde in a hotel watching that game, and that was genuinely one of the lowest points in Klopp's tenureship so far. I think it was Vyman that scored.
You, Andy Vyman and Richard Stearman, yeah.
Was it 2-0?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Cups, you definitely performed fairly well against Liverpool, but as you say, in the league, it's not been the case. You're going 4-0. We've got Chinmoy here going for a 6-0 Liverpool win. Glenn a bit more humble, 2-0. We beat Wolves that day, I think 3-0, says Rio. Let's pray for the Reds to grab the league. It will be the most dramatic day ever, says Tammy. Yep, has to be 6-0. Sorry, Wolves, just has to be done as well. I would love Origi to stay. The man is a game changer, says Glenn. Morning quad chasers. Listen, Liverpool fans in a very good mood this morning. Aston Villa will play Thursday and again Sunday, so it will be tough for Gerrard, says Chinmoy. And Vladimir is looking for historico for this season. So listen, another 3-0 there from Tammy as well. I'm going to go with 3-0 myself. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Are Wolves going to pull off the spectacular and stop Liverpool from winning the quad? Who knows? I mean, it's pretty unlikely at this stage anyway, but we're hoping for the best, of course. Right, mate, I will see you on Saturday, Liverpool City Centre, around 3 o'clock. We're going to go for a few pints.
Don't tell everyone where we're going to be, mate. We might be swamped, especially you're following now. How much the COP TV's grown over the past 6 months or so. Honestly, I'll be rolling the red carpet out for you.
Love to see it, bro. No, I won't give away the location of the place that we're going to, but I'm really looking forward to, mate. I think the last time I saw you, was when we beat you at Molineux 1-0. Diogo Jota scored, and that was kind of like the game that got us out of that rut of like losing all them home games in a row. So it's been a while, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm certainly looking forward to it, mate. Like I said, looking forward to having a few beers here in Liverpool more so than the game. But, you know, we could be a massive upset on the cards, but I really doubt it.
Then, of course, you're going to come onto the COP TV in real life, in person.
I am indeed.
Well. So very much looking forward to that. Just a quick reminder, guys, that this is my Betmate team. If you use the link in the description, you can join the pot and the league, which is paying out 1,500 quid on the last day of the season. It's an absolute bumper pot. Alisson, Cancelo, Matip, Coutinho, Thiago, Diaz, and Jesus. They've actually combined all 4 teams playing in the big games this weekend. You've got Wolves available. Unfortunately, I didn't pick any of them. I've got Villa players, City players, and Liverpool players as well. So if you think you can beat my team and win the dough, then get involved with the link in the description below. It's almost a bit of a rhyme, that, a bit of a wrap. But right, that is a wrap, actually, because myself and Matt, we've got other stuff to be getting on with today. But what a pleasure it was for you to come on the channel, mate. Really appreciate it. And like we said, see you on Saturday. And guys, if you want to go and follow Matt, his links in the description as well. So big up to you for coming on, man. Really
thanks, mate.
And Reds, I will see you next. I think tomorrow we've got a Hot Topics tomorrow morning, doing the pod with James Redmond. Some big stories coming out of the weekend at Wembley, by the way. There was actually 2 instances where James and I wouldn't say targeted by Chelsea fans, but there was a few words exchanged. There was a police horse involved. So it was actually a bit mad, if I'm honest with you. So the next Hot Topics that we have tomorrow morning, James and I will run through them stories because I know you like them behind the scenes stories. And then on Saturday, we've got all the build up to the game, and then the fan cams on Sunday as well. And then next week, we start focusing on El Final, Liverpool, Real Madrid. But for now, it's been a pleasure, Matt. Absolutely great top
Thank
man.
You, sir.
See you on Saturday. All the best.
See you later, mate.
Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the COP TV.
the voice of football's most famous